All right. Good morning, Fresh Quads. Welcome to Fresh FM, your favorite hit music station, of course. With me, your one and only Johnny Bytes. I'm gonna spell it out for you. It's Giannibytes. All right. A very familiar face with us right now. Nakausap natin siya a couple of months back. Can't really remember exactly when, but very familiar, a familiar face. Nakita niyo siya sa aking left or right. There you go. And a Filipina, but Los Angeles-based artist. All right. An upcoming artist, guys. If you guys remember her from her first single, Crash Landing. I love it, still love it. Just by the way, just letting you know, guys, she's out with a new single called Nevermind under Universal Records. We have here. Always a pleasure to have her around. We have here BEY, live and alive. Here, some fresh sound. All right, a round of applause, a round of virtual applause and cheers for BEY right here. Right, hello BEY.
Hello,
A
thanks
second.
for
Always
having
a
me.
pleasure. Always a pleasure. No, thank you for letting us interview you. Thank you very much. And I remember the last time that we spoke, it was 7:30 around LA. Is it the same time? I can't really remember if it was the same time that we did the interview. What time is it there right now?
It is 8 p.m., so 30
8 p.m.
minutes
So 30 minutes.
past.
30 minutes.
We're
Yes.
on the same.
Have you had your dinner already? Have you eaten already?
I will after, so it's okay. It's because I just came from another interview, so I went.
No breathe. Just a quick breather, and then. All right. No worries, no worries. We're not going to be talking about food this time around because we're going to be talking
No,
about.
I'm fine talking about food. I love talking about food. That's how we bond. So
All right, that's good. But anyway, before we proceed to your single, which is again called Nevermind, which is by the way a very different tone from Crash Landing. So let me get over that later. I saw a snippet of an interview that you did a couple of months back, and because I remember we talked about your name, how it came about, right? So I remember that you mentioned that it was your parents who actually like playfully coined you as BEY. So I saw there that you mentioned that it was you pala who
yeah.
actually it was you pala who actually had your name na BEY. So it was you actually, so you can't really pronounce your name like the entirety. So yun pala yun. So it was you. By the way, guys, I'm speaking in Tagalog because BEY actually understands Tagalog. So we're clear on that. So naintindihan tayo. So if you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like or shout outs para kay BEY, let us know. And also, sorry, I had to do this quickly. Then, your fans, your babies, they're very, very sweet. Because you know what? After the interview that we had, they posted something and they tagged me, and they even actually, they even messaged me through social media like Instagram and Facebook. They mentioned, "Thank you very much for the interview. We had fun," and it was really sweet. So I just wanted to let you know that you have a very wonderful fan base. All
Oh,
right.
they're
So
super sweet. Always super
yeah.
warming.
Right. So talking about your fans. Let's start with that. Talking about your fans. Um, what has been the biggest the most memorable? Let's just say the most memorable thing that a fan has ever done to you.
A most memorable.
Yeah. Probably you could also probably weirdest if you could share something like that if you want.
Honestly, not nothing too weird, I don't think, but also I try to avoid interactions where I don't know what to say. So I make sure to kind of, but I mean, I always reply to everyone. I always make sure I say thank you and let them know how grateful I am because, any support is super welcomed obviously and it means a lot to me. So I mean, it's the least I could do for me to just say, like, thank you so much for doing that. That means the world to me. That makes me so happy to hear that I'm doing this and there's a reason behind it. So, I
Mhm.
mean, nothing too weird. Most of them have been super sweet and super, just caring all around. All of them, I mean, we have a group chat. It's a pretty tight knit group chat. We always say good morning, always say good evening. If they're having like exams, they always let me know. They're like, oh, I'm going to be busy. So I'm sorry in advance, guys, if I'm not responding. So stuff like that.
Very, very intimate. So you're very close to your fans. So yeah, they're very, very sweet. Because I remember I felt really like, I don't know why, but I just felt really happy because they messaged me saying thank you, and I was like, oh, you're saying thank you to me, like, and I was like, I was like in cloud nine. Like it's the first time that I actually had that kind of experience where a fan of an artist actually said thank you to me for an interview that I did. So yeah, so I was like, oh, thank you, BEY. So that's how you feel every time a fan actually come up to you and say wonderful things about you. But anyway, speaking of fans still, if there is one thing that you would like you to be, remembered by your fans, what would it be?
Something that I want to be remembered by.
Mm.
Honestly, it's so weird because the first thing that I thought of isn't even my music. It's mostly just like I want them to remember me as a friend. I want them to know that, I'm not unreachable.
Mm.
I'm also a person and I do, things that they do too. And I'm always here whenever they need it. And I always remind them that when things are happening, like I'm always here. I'm always cheering them on with like work if they're stressed out with school and everything. So I think that's something that I want them to remember me by, not even my music.
That's really cute because that not everybody would actually be that close to to their fans. I know that a lot of people, we treat people differently. I mean, we have our
Oh,
ways of connecting to our fans. Well, all our fans, like I have fans. Wait lang. We have ways of connecting to our fans. Oh, thank you. I actually, yeah, recorded. Bay is a fan of mine. We have different ways of connecting to our fans. So thank you for very intimate ka with your fans. So that's very very cute talaga. So let's move on to your newest single again, Nevermind. And medyo ano siya, it's a different tone from Crash
oh
Landing
yeah,
on You. I
very
listened
different.
to it.
Polar
It
opposite.
was very, yeah, total opposite. I was like, this is very different. Even in the term, even in the sound itself, it's very different. Could you share to us something about Nevermind? What's it about? How it came about, and yeah, you could share whatever you want about the single of yours.
Yeah, so it's definitely a hugot song, and I say that all the time just because it's true. I mean, I feel like it's a song that people would play if they want to feel empowered or if they want to kind of a mood booster if something were to happen, like if they're sad and they just want something to kind of like pump up their mood. It's
Mhm.
definitely that type of song, or when you're driving in the car, when you're in the shower. But the story behind it is basically the polar opposite of Crash Landing, where you're not really getting the love that you're giving in a relationship. It's not being reciprocated. So you kind of see your worth and you understand and you know when to walk away from it. So you kind of just say like, never mind. I there's better for myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, complete opposite. Even in the sound, even in the lyrics, complete
Ah,
opposite thing with Crash Landing.
yeah. So you mentioned to me the last time that we spoke that one of your influences would be Ariana Grande, and I felt like there was like another Ariana Grande moment there at the latter part of the song. Was it something intentional, or it's something that just came? I want it this way.
No, actually, it kind of just came up when at Eunice and I were talking
Mhm.
about the song, just because this song was actually the first song that I recorded in the pandemic, and it was before I got signed to UR. It was actually before Crash Landing. So it
Oh, I see.
started off as a really slow song. It was kind of more of a poppy song, kind of like Crash Landing. And then the more we spoke to each other, the more I kind of let her know what my influences were. And it kind of turned into this song it sounded like Billie Eilish and Seven Rings by Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I got from it, and I kind of ran with it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's something that's very different, but I'm down to try, and I think it definitely challenged me in ways that I've never been able to try out
Mhm,
before when you're
mhm,
like producing your own vocals by yourself. So
mhm. So as you mentioned, this is the second time that you actually work with Makikiate na ako, Ate Eunice
yeah.
Jorge. Please note. So this is the second time. So how was it working with her the second time around? Probably the first time, there's probably like ano pa, apprehensions pa, or not really apprehensions, but medyo ano pa, di ba? Hindi pa masyadong ganun ka ano. But how is it working with her the second time around? So is it slowly ano na talaga, very very smooth na? Are you able to share your inputs this time around, like what you meant, like before from Crash Landing, you were the one who actually told her that you could actually do
Yes,
Korean, right? So
yes.
how was it?
So, I mean, I actually was never scared or nervous to work with her, just because from the get go, ever since we were introduced, she was always friendly to me. She always let me know, hey, if you're struggling or if you ever need anything, please let me know. Whenever I have a questions on anything, if I need the chords to learn something on, the ukulele, she's always
Mhm.
there. She always is able to get on Zoom with me to make sure that I have the vocals the way I want and the way that she wants. So she's very, very helpful. And when I say that she's been a mentor to me this entire time, she definitely has, and I'm so thankful for her. Like very, very thankful beyond words.
Thank you to Ate Eunice. I'll say Ate as well. Ate Eunice or Grace Note. Well, you spoke about struggling. So what has been the biggest struggle so far in creating music? Because we all know that it's still the pandemic, by the way, guys. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So what has been the biggest, probably like the difficulty or struggle that you've encountered while doing your music right now?
I think mostly having to not learn things on my own, but definitely having to put things or yeah, I guess put things together on my own with,
Mm,
people on Zoom or people over the phone to tell me what to do. And then I kind of just have to do it by myself.
mm,
That's definitely been the general struggle of everything, like having a makeshift studio in my garage, which I'm pretty sure I touched upon
yeah,
the last time we
yeah.
spoke. Having to kind of work all of the equipment and kind of being
Mm,
clueless in the beginning. And Atinis was like, "Oh, this is how you use it. This is what you can do when you produce vocals. This is how you should record it. These are the tips that I can give you to make sure that the sound doesn't sound too harsh, or et cetera, et cetera." And it was very helpful. Like, I'm very glad that I have the team that I do, because they were very patient with me. I have a lot of questions just because I want things done a certain way.
mm.
So for me to kind of be clueless but also want things done a certain way, the combination just is you know I think you can imagine it's just a chaos. But at the end of the day, I tried not to panic, and I think they helped me to the best of their abilities, and I definitely tried to do my best as well, and it came out to this. So
That's really nice because it's something like a good problem to have, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because it actually brings out the best in you, and then you
Yeah.
learn stuff as well. So I would assume that you haven't really met them like personally, just really
No, I
on.
haven't met anybody from my team personally. I know them, but I message them all the time. I contact them all the time. I annoy them with all of these questions.
So you haven't met them, but so you just constantly message them like online and you do meetings. So have is there a struggle between the time, because it's night there in the
Oh
morning. So
yeah,
was there, was it a problem as well, like the scheduling as well?
yeah. I mean, that's something that I had to get used to, and I knew that I would have to kind of juggle around everything at the time, and I'm completely fine with that, just because at the end of the day, I definitely think that the pros outweigh the cons. I once
Mhm.
had an interview. I had to wake up, I think, around 2 or 3 a.m., and it was like an
Oh,
hour-long interview.
oh no, like wait, so you really had
No.
to prepare so early.
Yeah, I had to wake up really early, and then I had an interview like 5 hours before, so I didn't really get enough sleep. And then I had
Boy.
to wake up super early the same day, so you know, I still think
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah, because you get to share your music as well, and we get to know you more through the interviews that we have, and we get to be personal, and that's something that I think your fans are really into as well, because well, you're very very conversational, and I really like talking to you because it's like we're friends already. That feeling where you have that feeling inside. So anyway, um the music Nevermind, as mentioned earlier, it's very very different. So was it something that you want to do, or because you mentioned to me during the interview that we had before that you're still trying to look for your music musically, right? So was
Yes.
it something that you wanted to do? Do you see yourself actually doing other stuff? Like, do you see yourself like doing rock music? Do you see, I mean, in
Rock
the
music,
future?
it's
Yeah.
weird because I actually had a phase where I would only listen to like Paramore, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, stuff like that, just because like my mom influenced us so much when it came to music.
Mm,
So, you know, every single music phase that she would go through, our entire family would go through. So we had a John Mayer phase, we had that rock phase, like I mentioned, like a
mhm,
boy band phase.
mhm.
I mean, there were so many things. I mean,
Speaking of boy band, who is your go-to boy band?
I'm a Directioner at heart, even
One
though
Direction. Yeah.
I loved One Direction. Like I
Yeah.
really, really loved One Direction before.
Are you into K-pop as well? I mean, speaking of
Yes,
Crash Landing on You,
yes.
so like a
I
K-pop group
listened
that
to a
you like.
lot of, BTS, Twice, Mamamoo,
Mhm,
the ones that are just debuting.
mhm,
A lot
mhm,
of good groups out there that are super talented.
mhm. For me, I'm really fascinated with BTS, not just their music, because like everything that they touch, it turns to gold. Like even
Yeah,
chicken nuggets, like
yeah,
here
right.
Even here, do they have the BTS meal in the
Yes,
States as
we have the
well?
BTS meal here. We tried it. My family and I got it maybe like three or four times.
Is it the same here in the Philippines, like a 10-piece chicken nuggets and then
And then the
the
two sauces,
yeah,
and then a
Cajun
drink.
sauce,
Yeah,
right?
it's the same.
Oh, really? Because here in the Philippines, like everybody went crazy over it, and like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And
everything,
it's
yeah,
literally the only thing that they customized were the two sauces, and everyone just went crazy over it. Even though like chicken nuggets
exactly.
really exist, I mean, they can
It's
do
the
anything.
same.
They can sell any product, and it would sell out.
Exactly, exactly. Like it's like the same chicken nuggets, just add like this a 10-piece nugget, and but yeah. Anyway, sorry, I had to.
It's the food. We always
It
go
went
back to
from
the
you-
food.
it went from your music to chicken nuggets. I didn't know. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I know that you haven't had your dinner yet. Sorry about that. We're talking
No,
about
it's
food
okay. It's
again.
okay.
So far, by the way, I know that you've been in the industry for not that much still. I think you started just this year, right? As a
Yes,
recording artist. So
January. January.
what has been the highlight so far of your career? I mean, so early in this stage, but what has been the highlight of your career?
Highlight. I think the day of the release, it was actually, well, midnight over there. It was morning over here, and I remember waking up super early in the morning because I remember that like in a few hours, everybody in the Philippines, they were going to be able to hear it, and it wasn't available here on Spotify. So like my family and I, we couldn't even listen to it, and I was just very nervous because like you guys all had access to, or yeah, you had access to it, and then I didn't. And then I remember hearing a couple hours after, because I woke up early, I took a nap, I woke up, and then Crash Landing charted on iTunes, I think, Apple Music or iTunes. It charted, and I was freaking out. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was refreshing. I was like, is this right? Like, is this like me? Are you sure that this is the right thing? Is this like a glitch or something? And then it ended up on a Spotify Japan playlist. So
Yeah, exactly.
for things like that to happen, it's very surreal to me, and it still doesn't process in my head because I see it and like I think about it and I'm like, wait, it's super weird for me to say out loud because I still haven't fully grasped it yet. I think those are definitely like highlights whenever something like that happens. It's just a very big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, the fact that it actually went to a Japan chart. I mean,
Yeah,
a place in Japan, right? Imagine that. I mean, how who could have known like a Filipina and a Korean and a song with Korean lyrics on it would be under a Japanese chart in Spotify, right? So yeah, very. So that has been the highlight so far in your career. So some probably when you get to listen to your song on the radio, you get that feeling every time. Do you get that feeling every time you get? Do you feel that sometimes when you hear yourself, some people would say that they don't really want to listen to themselves. You
yeah.
know, do you have that feel as well?
I'm also I'm also like that, but when people send me video, because I've never actually heard my song play on the radio in person, it's only through videos, which is really sad. So I'm excited to be able to experience that when I come back to the Philippines. But yeah, it's very exciting when I get to see people's videos of my songs playing on the radio. They're like, "Whoa, like that's you," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's weird. That's me." Like I don't can't even believe it.
Well, I also saw on your profile that you did some charity or like foundations or you did like a show for them. So I think let me just get back to it. It
Benefit
was
concerts. I've done a
yeah,
few benefit.
benefit concerts. Yes, it was for Mindanao. It's called for the Sabokahan community, and then ako Bakwit. Sorry if I butchered the names. I'm sorry. I didn't really read it right. I'm sorry, but yeah. But you have done benefit concerts. How could you share with me the experience? How does it feel doing benefit concerts? Because you do the thing that you love, and then you get to help as well, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
how
a
does
big,
it feel? How does it feel to do benefit concerts?
that's such a big pro for me, and a positive thing that I can do. And it's a little thing that I can do to give back, but still I know how important it is for other people. And also it helps me be more participative in the community as well, especially in like those minorities. So helps raise awareness, and also I'm able to do what I love to do, and combining the two, that's just a crazy thing. And I would love to be a part of like all of them if I could, honestly. It's
Yeah.
really.
Was it live? Was it live? Did you do it live?
No, it wasn't, because I believe that when they needed the video, it would be super early in the morning here when I was asleep.
Yeah,
So I
understandable,
had
understandable.
to
Yeah.
record it beforehand, and then I had to send it in to them.
Mhm. So, did you do your own music? I mean, were you able to play your Crash Landing?
Yes, Crash Landing. And I don't know if Nevermind was out when I was recording that. But yeah, I know that a few I did Nevermind as well.
So you did Nevermind as well. That's really nice. So do you still have upcoming like benefit concerts that you're gonna be doing, or what are your plans for now?
As of now, I don't think I have any scheduled, but you know, if they come up, I'll be super excited to do it. I'll be super happy. Of course, I'll say yes. And actually, something that's coming up that's very big is that there's a remix for Nevermind that's coming out tomorrow. So
Oh,
it's my first remix of a song. That's also a highlight, I would have to say. So I'm very excited that that's coming out. And yeah, I mean, it's super weird that I could even have like a remix of my song.
so is there another artist involved, or is there another artist
Well,
involved?
yeah, the DJ. It was
Mm, all right, so fresh quads, babies, something to look forward to tomorrow, guys. Something to watch out for. Something to just mark the date tomorrow. Bay is gonna be releasing a remix of Nevermind. So something. Let's see. Let's
something
see. Let's see. I'm
different.
excited for that as well. Talking about performances, by the way, because you mentioned the benefit concert that you have. Was there ever a time that you had mistakes, doing live performances?
Mistakes. You know, there have
Mhm.
been times where I messed up on like a couple words or like one word in an entire performance, and I'd like that's the only thing that I think about. So I wouldn't be able to get through the rest of the performance with that on my mind. But at the same time, it's like I can't stop now. So it's a very it's a weird thing to think about, and it's very contradicting in my head. There are so many contradicting thoughts that like the show must go on, but also like, oh my gosh, I wonder how many people just saw
I
that.
don't really know exactly what happened. But do you have like a ritual, like before you start, do you do something? So just to ease just to ease the tension or just to ease the nervousness, do you do something? Do you do things like that?
I
Any
pray.
ritual? Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
But I don't
Oh,
think I can do anything else. You know, I'm like, please, I hope that it's gonna go well. I hope everything's okay. Thank you for the opportunity. But
yeah, prayer
like
really
I
helps
get it
things.
beforehand because I feel like it's just gonna make me a little more nervous. I try not to focus on what could go wrong, but I'm very much a what if person. So
And also going back to your single, I noticed that there's no music video out yet. So I
no,
haven't seen the video. So I've seen the lyric video, but
yes,
haven't
there's
seen the music video. So do you have plans of creating a music video soon for Nevermind?
actually, I am not quite sure because I'm working on the next upcoming song, which is a Tagalog
Mm.
song. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
not sure if my team and I are going to be working on a music video for Nevermind, especially just because they're all on the other side of the world and I'm here. So it makes things a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, but given a chance to actually create one, and you're gonna be the one in charge. What would how do you see the music video going? Like, what is the theme? What do you think is like inside the music video?
I see the thing is, whenever it comes to creative stuff, especially for my own, I try to think about how I can make things as unique as possible. So I wouldn't want to go like the cliche route where it's like a breakup scene in the beginning and then like I'm walking away and I'm driving my car, like singing my own song. I would really have to think things through. So that's a very good question that I have thought about, but I think it would have to be just me by myself just because I kind of want to give off that vibe of it being like a song about empowerment and not needing anyone else. So I wouldn't want to have like, that cliche breakup scene in the beginning or anything like that. But I imagine like, wearing a leather jacket, it's really edgy.
I could picture that one out. So it's like this is me, this is who I am, love me for who I am, things like that. So brush off the haters and all that.
Oh yeah.
Leather jacket with a motorcycle. Do you see yourself riding a motorcycle? Like,
Actually, that's weird that you mentioned because I have always wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle, which is really random,
like
but I've always
what motorcycle do you like? Like the big ones or the big bikes, or like the scooters and
honestly, motorcycle would be cool, but I think that it would outweigh me. I don't think I'd be able to like put the little floor brake on it. I think it would have to be like one of the lighter ones.
it's probably like a scooter, like a
Yeah,
Vespa, something like that.
yeah, yeah.
It's really something that I would want as well, a Vespa. It's a really cool motorcycle, like, right?
Oh yeah, I think I've seen those before. Those are the ones with the seats, like the
Yeah,
cool like
Yeah, like the old school scooters, and then you get to wear a leather jacket and a helmet.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Bay, I'm not gonna hold you for long. Thank you very much for your time. Again, it has been a pleasure having you around. Always very, very good to have you here. Sobrang nakakatawa talaga. Any last words for your fans out there? Again, the baby shout outs to the babies out
Oh
there.
yeah, of course.
Um,
Of course.
any last words for them or anything that you would like to share to them? Probably upcoming things that you're gonna be doing. Like you mentioned, you're gonna be doing a Tagalog song pala.
Yes.
So yeah, so something to look out for. And again, guys, Fresh Quads, babies tomorrow. Bay is gonna be releasing a remix of Nevermind. So yeah, you have the floor, Bay.
Yes, so please watch out for the Nevermind Jake Martin remix. It comes out tomorrow. And please don't forget to listen and stream Nevermind, just the original Nevermind. It is available on all digital platforms worldwide, released under Universal Records. And you can also check out the lyric video on their on Universal Records YouTube channel as well. For any and all updates, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Isabella Opasqua and at It's Bay Music. And of course, a big thank you to Gianni and Fresh FM for having me. All of the viewers, thank you so much for watching. Universal Records, Superstar Music for always helping me, have all of these opportunities to have a platform, as well as Babies and Bay Music PH for all of the love and support. And I actually have birthday shout outs, if that's okay with you,
Go ahead,
for my
go ahead.
titas. So happy birthday to Tito Oying. I love and miss you so much. Happy birthday to Tito Dale. We miss you guys. I hope to see you soon. Stay safe and have a great birthday. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you guys to celebrate.
Happy birthday to the titas of Bay. Happy birthday from Fresh FM as well. Happy birthday to your titas. Again, Bay, an honor, a pleasure always to have you around. Hopefully, we could do this as mentioned from the past interviews that we had. Hopefully, we get to do this face to face.
Yes.
Hopefully, the pandemic ends already, and then we get to do this face to face. And again, babies, shout out to you guys to the Fresh Squad. Thank you again to everyone. And again, guys, do not forget fresh start 7 a.m. to 10 in the morning every day. That's Mondays through Thursdays. And also, guys, they follow her through her social media and then listen to Nevermind. But of course, do not forget yung single niya pa na Crash Landing. Diba? I haven't gotten
Yes.
over Crash Landing yet. But yeah, Nevermind, guys. Do not forget to stream it. And again, remember tomorrow yung remix naman ng Nevermind. Bay, thank you very much. It's
Thank
an
you so
honor to
much.
have you
Thank you so
here.
much.
Please next time, do not forget us. If you know
Never, never.
if
I
ever
will
we
keep
do
coming
an
back
interview.
every single time.
Thank you very much. All right, it has been a pleasure. Fresh Squads, bye bye for now. Johnny Bites out with Bay. Thank you very much again. It has been a pleasure. Bye bye.
Bye.